Good morning. And welcome to the normal monthly meeting of the Committee of the Whole Council of the Municipality of the County of Annapolis. We'll begin by roll call. District 1.
Bruce Prout.
District 2, Brian O'Connell. District 3, Justin Insel.
District 4, Clyde Bardo.
District 5, Lynn Longmire.
District 6, Alec Morrison.
District 7, David Hudson. District 8, Michael Conley.
District 9, Wendy Sheridan.
District 10, Jessica Perfect, I guess. And I'm District 11, Diane Johnson.
Thank you. Any disclosure of interest? And we have the order of the day as printed. Are there any comments on the minutes of the previous regular meeting? Thank you. We'll move to page 6. Councilor Longmire, please.
I move to recommend that Municipal Council approve policy 108, manager recruitment, financial assistance, 7-day notice. No, sorry, my apologies. I'll start again. I recommend,
Councilor Longmire.
Thank you. I recommend that the Physician Recruitment and Retention Committee have a chance to review the policy 108 and bring a recommendation back to future committee of the whole.
Thank you. Second, Councilor LaFawn. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passed. Page 11. Councilor LeBlanc, please.
I move that Municipal Council appoint, as the development officer for the municipality of the County of Annapolis to administer the municipality's land use bylaws and subdivision bylaws.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor Sheridan. Discussion.
Welcome.
Welcome. This is
Councilor Hudson, please.
just a question. Is she like fully qualified, or is she working under like an internship? Because I know previously we had a couple of development officers hired that's sort of working under an internship.
No, she will be trained.
She's fully.
She will be trained to be the development officer.
Okay.
No different than when I was appointed development officer in 2013. I was trained for it under that authority.
Okay.
Further discussion. Councilor Gunn.
And I, from a reaction in the back of the room, this is the young lady we're talking about back here?
Yes.
This is Masha. How do you pronounce your name, please?
It's Masa Kushki.
Nasa.
Yeah.
Kuski.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much.
Further discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Page 13. Councilor Hudson, please.
I recommend that Municipal Council repeal the following policies of the former town of Bridgetown. 7-day notice. I'm not going to read off the list.
I'll read it.
Huh?
We have to read them.
You have to read them? Okay. Policy 1, complaints from January the 6th, 1969. Policy 2, culverts from January the 18th, 2012. Policy 3, equipment rest from January the 18th, 2012. Policy 4, accessibility rebate policy from April 15th, 2009. Policy 5, code of conduct from April 15th, 2009. Policy 6, Fire Hall Public Workers Employees from January the 18th, 2012. Policy 7, Special Council Meeting Minutes from January the 18th, 2012. Policy 9, Proclamations from August the 24th, 2011. Policy 12, Suspension of Driving Privileges from January the 18th, 2012. Policy 13, Tangible Capital Assets from August the 24th, 2011. Policy 15, Tariff of Fees and Expenses for Election Officials from August 25th, 2008. Policy 16, Contractors on Town Property Not Hired by the Town from January the 18th, 2012. Policy 17, Trade Committee Enforcement Resolution from January the 18th, 2012. Policy 19, Council Remuneration and Expenses from January the 22nd, 2013. Policy 20, Disclosure Minutes of Council and Committees from January the 18th, 2012. Policy 21, Naming of Streets from January the 18th, 2012. Policy 22, Hiring of Contractors pursuant to WCA from January the 18th, 2012. Policy 23, Safety and Health, Occupational Health and Safety from December the 11th, 2012. Policy 24, Council Meetings and Procedures from December 11th, 2012. Policy 25, Conducting Meetings by Electronic Facilities from January the 18th, 2012. Policy 25, 2 in brackets, Tax Exemption for Charity and Non-Profit Organizations from October 17th, 2012. Policy 26, User Fees, NPS/LUB from January the 12th, 2008. Policy 27, Human Resources from October 17th, 2012. Turn the page. I need a glass of water. Policy 28, Committee of the Whole from January 26, 2013. Policy 29, Wearing of Scents from April the 8th, 2013. Policy 32, Dog Registration Fees from April 11th, 2005. Policy 33, Agents of the Town from May the 9th, 2005. Policy 34, Tax Collection from July 12th, 2010. Policy 35, Deputy Mayor from December 11th, 2012. Policy 36, Procurement from January the 28th of 2014. Policy 37, Documentation of Accounting Policies and Procedures from January 28th from 2014. And lastly, Policy 38, Debt Management from February 25th, 2014.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor Gunn. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Page 18. Councilor Gunn, could you read that, please?
What's that, sir?
Page 18.
Yes,
Water supply
I would be
area.
happy to. Page 18, recommendation. That municipal council, I move that municipal council repeal AM-1.3.6.12 Lake Katy Water Supply Area Advisory Committee Policy, AM-1.3.6.13 Lawrencetown Water Supply Area Advisory Committee Policy, and AM-1.3.6.15 Margaretville Water Supply Advisory Committee Policy. 7-day notice.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor Longmire. Discussion. All in favor? Yes. Opposed? Motion carried. 32.
I move that Municipal Council use the provincial electors list as maintained by the province of Nova Scotia and authorize the CAO to sign the 2004 Information Sharing Agreement between His Majesty the King in the right of the province of Nova Scotia, Chief Electoral Officer, and the County of Annapolis, Chief Administrative Officer.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Hudson. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Page 34. And Deputy Warden, please.
I move that Municipal Council repeal AM-1.3.1, presentation of annual reports policy, 7 days notice.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Enzo. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Page 37. This is close to you.
It is? I recommend that the municipal council authorize the withdrawal of $80,000 from the Capital Fire Services Reserve Fund to the North Queens Fire Association in the 2023-24 fiscal year.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Crowe. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Page 39, etc. Page 40 is the first one. So, Councillor Gunn, did you do the first one on page 39?
On page 39, I move that municipal council approve a grant to the Grow Together Garden Association in the amount of $1,950 to support their Renewing the Gardens program in accordance with AM 1.4.9 Community Grants, Community Programs Assistance Fund.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Ansel. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. And the next one is withdrawn. And Councillor Gunn, you're up again. Bear River Board of Trade.
I move that municipal council approve a grant to the Bear River Board of Trade in the amount of $3,000 to support waterfront park landscaping in accordance with AM 1.4.9 Community Grants Large Capital Pledge Grant.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Longmire. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Who wants Middleton? Councillor LeBlanc, please.
I move that municipal council approve a grant to the Middleton Swimming Pool Society in the amount of $1,225 to support expansion and revitalization of aqua fitness classes in accordance with AM 1.4.9 Community Grants, Community Programs Assistance Fund.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Sheridan. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Carried. Councillor LeBlanc, please.
I move that municipal council approve a grant to the Middleton Railway Museum Society in the amount of $5,000 to support a new 1950s transport trailer exhibit in accordance with the AM 1.4.9 Community Grants Small Project Matching Grants.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Sheridan. Discussion. Councillor Bell.
I'm very interested to see what they do with this transport trailer exhibit. It should be quite interesting. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Who has Cottage Cove? Councillor Connell, please.
I move that municipal council approve a grant to the Cottage Cove District War Society in the amount of $10,000 to support upgrades and repairs to the Cottage Cove Wharf in accordance with the AM 1.4.3 Harbor Authorities and Society's Capital Assistance Program, Large Project Capital Investment Grant.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Dunn. Discussion.
Thank you so much. I'm more interested in the wharf itself. This isn't a fishing wharf. This is no. So that any boats can land. Boats actually land there?
Yep, they have a cement slipway, and any boat in distress or if anyone
They
wants
can
to
put
put
in-
a recreational boat in, it's open, and they've got it cleaned up pretty nicely around there. And actually, if someone in the neighborhood puts the chain up every night because they had vandalism on the wharf, some people built a fire in the middle of the wharf here a year ago. But it's taken care of very well in the community, and they've got a pretty active group there that wants to make sure it stays. So,
Thank you.
Further discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Page 43. I think Councillor Sherry wants to do that.
I move that municipal council give first reading to approve the new marketing levy bylaw.
Second.
Seconded by Councillor Klein. Discussion. Councillor Connell.
I understand we're just doing first reading, but I'm not 100% familiar with everything that this is going to detail throughout the county, so I'm hoping that we get some information on our districts beside us doing it, other things like that, because I wouldn't want a game like we have thrown at us all the time about the transfer tax. You can go to Kings County and they don't have it, but we have it. And so the deterrence, I'd like to kind of feel comfortable about that, and I don't right now. So I'd like to hear what our neighbors are doing and some information on that, because I wouldn't want to put what little bit we'd be collecting into a tailspin that people don't want to because they want to pay the tax that the neighboring counties. So I'd kind of like to know a little more information on that from you.
Ms. Young can provide a little background as to her research and who has the.
So currently, right now, Digby is doing the program. Kings County is involved with the Valley Run. I'm unsure of what Queens County is doing, but that would be the circular around us.
And Yarmouth has.
Oh, yes,
Program for many years.
Yarmouth, Colchester, Halifax, all of those other ones, but Councillor was talking about what was our neighboring.
Yes, but it's nice to hear other districts within Nova Scotia, because I just wouldn't want to put our business people in a position where I know that sometimes you think a little bit would change somebody's mind, but if someone's calling up and looking for a motel and they call in Kings County and they call in Apple County for residence or a place to rent, and all of a sudden we're the only ones saying we got a 3% tax. Somebody that's watched their pennies because maybe they're on vacation for 6 months, traveling, every cent counts. So I just didn't want to be felt that we were putting something on our business people that other jurisdictions wasn't. So.
Thank you. Councillor Hudson.
Yes, I personally would like to receive a little more information regarding the requirements for a facility to be registered under the Tourist Accommodations Reservation Act. Does that apply to someone renting a cottage over the bay shore?
Yes.
So who's going to police that as to?
So there, it's a trickle down effect. So the Tourism Nova Scotia requires it. And we will be doing it as part of our bylaw as well. So it'll be like any other bylaw when there's a reporting structure. It's either a business person or the public will notify us if there is a business that they feel is. And that's how we would move with that. The other piece is that we will have a registration process that will go out. We will have an idea of what businesses are out there that are accommodations, just through listings, through Tourism Nova Scotia, and then there will be a process.
Thank you. Councillor Ansel, please.
Unless I missed it somewhere, I was just curious, do we have a guesstimation on the revenue?
Is that like a GUES?
Based on the numbers that I have right now and taking some parameters, and, whether it's year-round or, not year-round service, how many rooms per accommodation, we're looking at around $187,000 a year with the 3%.
Okay.
At minimum.
How much did you say?
187.
Thank you. Councillor Dunn, followed by Councillor Sheridan.
Thank you so much. So we went to a presentation here a couple of years ago with the REN. I think it was put on by the REN. And they talked about, I think it was a 3% tax on accommodation rooms and things like that. But I think it's what this is on accommodation. Like we have rooms and cabins and one thing and another. We rent out in the municipality. And I think there was a talk of a 3% night tax because really we don't receive anything back from tourism coming here other than what they spend. Usually they use our services, one thing or another. So that REN money that they were talking about collecting, or so this money in that meeting, that was to go back to tourism. Is that the same thing we would look at? The funds raised with this
Yes.
would go back?
It's legislated.
That's the legislative
Yes.
part. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Thank you so much.
Councillor Sheridan.
So Janice, you made a comment regarding Kings County are not on board because they're going with the rent. What did you mean by that?
I didn't say they weren't on board. They are on board. They are doing the program through the REN. Right now, the REN is going through a process working with the committee on how they're going to develop that program. And they are also working with Cotw under the STARS program. And they had done a complete study with a consultant a year and a half ago.
So they haven't signed up for this yet, but they're working with the REN to see if they're going to be signing up for it?
Well, no.
I still like
They are working, they are doing it. They just haven't developed their plan yet. And they're doing it through the REN as opposed to doing it through the municipality themselves.
So they're not doing a bylaw?
Yes, they are.
They are doing it, so I'm still not totally sure.
How we're looking at it right now is that we're going to deliver the program. Mm-hmm. Kings County and the partners of the REN are having the REN deliver the program.
So there will be a tax in Kings County.
Yeah.
And I assume it'll be Wolfville, it'll be Berwick, it'll be all the ones that are in the REN in Kings County. Mm-hmm. But the REN will be the one that administers it on behalf of the municipality.
So they're going to be collecting and okay. So we're just collecting our own.
Then they'll have a REN tourism committee who will then distribute the money.
Okay.
Among tourism agencies.
I have another question. So is there a minimum amount for businesses? So even if you only have, a small business and you're only making like $30,000 a year, $30,000 a year, do you still have to pay this 3%?
It's legislated. If you are an accommodation in Nova Scotia, it is legislated that you are to register with tourism. The municipalities, through a bylaw, which is presented in front of you today, is what we will work through to receive that revenue.
So my next question would be, in our bylaw, can we put, if it's a small business, minimum amount of $30,000, you don't have to, this is just a scenario on put because, and the reason I say that is because some small businesses have to hire bookkeepers and another form to fill out. And I know some accountants charge upwards of $150 to fill out forms. So this is going to create more burden on businesses, especially if you're only a small business making small amounts of money. So this is just something I would consider. Yeah. All right. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Bartle.
When you're mentioning the money and how it's administered, one comment, it went back to tourism, the other one said the Valley ran for the Kings County. This policy would mean that Annapolis County would administer that money?
Correct.
So we would have a staff member that would be promoting tourism, that would just go into that budget.
We have community development that administers tourism in the county currently. It's a finance function. Our department would be working with finance on how that would be delivered out, how our remittance process would occur.
It might take a while to amass enough money to make a jump into that. There was another comment about businesses making under 30,000, that CRA for HST, but that would be a different program. So this would not have that application in it, that they'd be exempt under a certain value, or everybody's included.
Well, you've read this.
Yeah. I just wanted to refresh it and bring it up to light because there was comments made, and I'm just clarifying.
No, thank you.
I don't understand the question.
Everyone could.
Everybody
Yeah.
who has an
Yeah.
accommodation that is not in long term, so anything over the 30 days,
I just wanted to make
anything
it
under the 30 days.
clear that previous comment about the CRA and I'm making under 30,000, they were exempt, that this did not apply. So that's all I wanted to bring to the surface.
Thank you. Councilor Ansel. Thank you.
Just one question. So, in the future, if we were to enter the rent, will they then take over that portion?
So,
Or are we able to exclude?
so you all have options. So right now we're just looking at doing the bylaw. Once the bylaw is in place, we'll look at how we're going to structure. So we could look at taking all the money and funding the rent if we wanted to, or keeping a portion to ourselves and doing some to the rent, some within internally. We could work with chambers of commerce, those types of things. There are options that we can look at how we want to deliver
Perfect.
our tourism program.
Thanks.
Further discussion. Councilor Hudson.
Yes, I was just wondering what the cost might be associated with this.
What do you mean?
Well, we're going to have people that are going to have to go around and visit people that aren't registered. There's administration function that's going to have to be done.
So there's not going to be a policing process. So we're not going to have a body that's going to go around and police and check. And, you know, if something's happening, it would occur like any other bylaw. If there is a complaint that's brought forward, that's how it would get administered. The financial piece on the inside, we have a finance department that can handle the current administration of that bylaw.
So if some person chooses not to register or whatever, they'll just go free.
Unless they're...
It's a reactive policy. If someone doesn't obey something to do with animals, then somebody will inform the county, and the bylaw enforcement officer will bring into action.
Yeah. But if they're not informed.
Oh, yes, yeah, and that's the way the province works. I had something to do with the tourism place a few years ago, and I phoned the Department of Labor, and Mrs. Reed said, "That's very nice." And I said, "Are you going to do anything?" No. Why not? Because we are a reactive organization, and if someone calls us and says someone has been a victim or has not obeyed it, then we have a go.
Okay, thank you.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed?
Plan, just for now,
One.
public information.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Now we go to 51, and this is a report of TCPS. Comments? Thank you. We go to page 52, recommendations from nominating committee. Councillor O'Brien.
Thank you. I move to recommend that municipal council appoint the following three citizen members to the audit committee: Eric Vipus, Alexander Robert Cohen, and Melanie Robinson, for a term ending November 30th, 2024.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Longmire. Discussion. Councillor Gunn.
Thank you so much. Is this Melanie Robinson? I only know one Melanie Robinson. She works for the town of Annapolis. Is that the same person?
Councillor.
Thank you.
I was told that it was, but she lives in the town.
Oh, yeah. I was just wondering if it was the same person.
I don't know the lady, however,
Thank you.
members of the nominating might be saying more than I am.
It is the same.
Okay.
Thank you. Further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Councillor Vaughn, please.
I move to recommend that municipal council appoint the following three councillors to the audit committee for a term ending October 31st, 2024. Deputy Warden Brad Retton and councillors Dustin Enslow and Wendy Sheridan.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Longmire. Discussion. I might point out that the warden is a member of all committees.
Ex officio.
It is the office of the warden that is the member, not the person. Further discussion. All in favor? Oh, Councillor Gunn.
You know, I got a query why the nominating committee came to the decision. There are some on council that have a lot of experience in the county. And there are some that don't have. I don't know, really, but there's some that I expect have a lot more experience in the county than others. And I'm just wondering why perhaps some of them weren't picked for the committee.
I think it was a nominating process, wasn't it? Right? You had volunteer, Councillor O'Donnell.
Well, there were, at the last minute I had to send out an email because nobody had put their name in. Even after the Madam Clerk had sent two different emails, three. And I received some, not everybody put their names in, but I received emails and verbal consent that they wanted to put their names in. So we took the names, and we discussed the names, and we also had to think of the fact that we can't overburden different councillors as well for committees. We have to try to keep them at least even. So we took all those things into consideration and went from there.
Sure, decision. Thank you.
No, it is the decision of council.
Well, yeah.
Further discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Page 53. Who's doing it? Councillor Longmire?
I move to recommend that the municipal council approve a payment of $10,000 to the Soldiers Memorial Hospital Foundation for the purpose of providing a grant to Dr. A.C. Silver, and to further that, the foundation and doctor confirm receipt of the grant in accordance with AM-1.4.9 Medical Recruitment Financial Assistance Program Policy.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Sheridan. Discussion, please. Councillor Barton.
I understand we're going to be developing a new policy anyway, but for now everything goes by the current one. But been brought to my attention that, and maybe the requesting group should be filtering out a little bit more, because I understand this doctor's been in the county. This fund was for recruitment and retention. It's been in the county for numerous years in Annapolis, and then just moved to Middleton. So she's not new to the county by moving from Annapolis to Middleton. I just wanted to open that up for discussion if it means anything to us at this point, and to go forward of how useful our money is, and to target and bring in doctors to the area. Thank you.
I think you answered the question yourself. When you said it's recruiting and retention.
Yeah. I guess I'm laying a little foreground for jumping into the next policy when we're discussing it, because it doesn't say retention on that.
Thank you. Further discussion?
Thank you. I'm curious as to how we make sure that all, say, physicians' offices, collaborative practices, places like that are aware of this fund source.
Is that something that the committee would consider? Good. Further, Councillor Cotw.
And I think that's why the request of the new policy was in place, because the existing policy only includes the two health authorities, which doesn't cover our whole county. So I hope the committee takes that into account, that when other communities have doctors come to the area, because the village of Lordstown just got a doctor that comes in from Kings County, and he just took on everyone new that didn't have a doctor in the Lordstown area, and our family was one of those, and I was very grateful that he has started. Very nice doctor. Hopefully we can keep him there. And it's not only just to give to the doctors, it's also, I think, the interest in some of the smaller communities is to be able to have funding to supply equipment and stuff that stays within the community. It doesn't go with the doctor, so it stays in the community. So I'm looking forward to the new policy.
Further discussion?
Can I just clarify, it isn't, as Councillor O'Connell just stated, it's not health authorities, it's actual foundations. Just so it's not causing confusion, we have one health authority.
Yeah,
Foundations.
Thank you. Further discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Page 54. Page 55. And I draw your attention to the last paragraph, which is in bold. Any comments, questions?
So I'm going to make a pitch.
Do it. I don't have muffins and coffee. But I always have snacks. And it's a great cause. I just want to take this opportunity. I've placed 5 posters in each of your mailboxes, and if you could think of any hot spots in your district that might be a great place to put a poster up, that would be wonderful, just to try to increase the nominations at this point.
Thank you.
Just for curiosity's sake, by any chance do you send emails out to all the different, you do? Yes. And everybody that makes grant applications as well.
Absolutely, anyone that has that.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I need that covered.
Further comment? Thank you. I'd now like a motion, please, to move in camera So in accordance with the NDA 22.2E contract negotiations and 22.2H public procurement, Lieutenant Deputy Warden, seconded by Mr. Johnson. All in favor?
Yes.
We are back in session and meeting is adjourned. Thank you.